Okay, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Remember I was beaking off? Yeah, that'll get you every time. So I'm beaking off about welding gas tanks. I was probably either the silicon engine or Tommy's project. And lo and behold, the old FLH there's a gas leak which melted off a bunch of my paint. Yeah, well. And of course it's starting to rain now that I got set up. Yeah, Murphy's watching. Always be careful. So, okay. So here I got my truck, I got my shop vac hose going to my tank. Truck's been running for about 15 minutes or so, maybe a little more. I got the petcock closed, but we got two vent holes here for the crossover lines. So what I want, or what I wish, and what I require, and the mosquitoes, they're loving the CO2 out of the exhaust. And they're just swarming me like crazy, man. Anyways, I need more tequila in my diet. You know, tequila, if you drink tequila, mosquitoes don't like bugging you. I don't know what it is. That's why the Mexicans can sleep under a sombrero outside in the streets for the afternoon. At least that's my guess. Oh, happy Memorial Day, Canada. Yeah, 1867 to 2015. Yeah, I had my minute of silence this morning for the place that used to be a God-fearing country of freedom and men. But enough of that. Oh, by the way, I just wish to tell you all too, because of the antics by the spoiled elites in high places, us poor folks, one of my favorite oils is Lucas. I've been using it for years. Okay, for some reason now it isn't coming back in up here to Kanakistan. So I know my supplier had 80 cases left of 50 weight. See, I run 50 weight in my Stroker Evo, and a lot of people don't understand. They just run 20-50, but they don't understand about temperatures and stuff. And so in the hot weather, so even in a cooler weather, like say right now, kind of cooler, I'm running my 50 weight, but what I do is I fire up my bike and I don't just fuck off with it. I let it warm up. And because it's an Evo and, you know, a nice light alloy top end and everything, not a cast iron jugs and stuff like the old shovelheads have or Schwarzers have, I let it warm up and then I shut it off and I let it baste in its heat and then I take off. And I've been doing this for years, dude. And I don't run. If I'm up in April, up here in Kanakistan, I'll run 20-50 for, you know, until the end of May or something maybe. But other than that, so the point is, I don't know who else sells 50 weight, by the way. You can buy diesel 50 weight, but it's too much detergent in that stuff. Okay, but I will if I have to. But I'm set for myself for the next couple of years, so even my tank's getting warm now. So I remember I was talking about, my buddy reads this article, and at the time I just finished welding up some shovelhead tanks, and they like to break at this back bolt. You know, the back bolts that go in, they always seem to break here. And I see the nice line here, the crack in this one. So he comes over this article from Hot Bike or one of them magazines, and he goes, oh, you never use exhaust to weld a tank. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, yeah, you always use water. Problem with water is, if it doesn't fill a cavity, right, then you got a gas pocket that can blow on you, right? So as kids, now this was bad. Back in the day, there were still gas tanks around that were soldered, you know, lead soldered, brazed or whatever. And And so we used to hold the torch over the fill hole, and they go woof. Now, that's not good on a multi-piece tank that's been lead soldered or brazed, because of course, you know, the pieces will blow off. On a solid tank like this, the problem with that is the odd one will expand on you. And the last thing you want is the tank blowing up in your face. So I got this real crappy little MIG here. It's a gutless, gasless, whatever. It's just a piece of junk. So whenever you're using a piece of junk, here's the rain. My buddy, it looks like this gas tank was welded once before. Whenever you're using a piece of junk like this, even my good MIG that I used to have before the fire, if I'm working with any kind of stamped tin like this or whatever, the small stuff, the skinny stuff, I heat it up first, and that gets all the crap out of it, porosity, moisture, and that kind of stuff. And then it'll seem to melt in. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh man, not supposed to weld in the rain. Get electrocuted. Sounds like some kind of gun. And I always like the truck feed the tank for quite a while. Even the tank's getting warm from exhaust now. You know, if you plug all your holes off, the problem is your truck will die. You know, you don't want that. It won't kill it, it'll just kill it. Are you kidding me? I know there's sun up there. Alright. Now let's see. So I'm just going to use a little torch on it, just to heat up the metal, to chase out the moisture. Well, with the rain coming down, that won't chase out no moisture, but I can see the crack in it. I can see the crack in it, pretty good. And a drop of water just hit my crack. Sucker. Listen here, you sucker. Now this POS gasless MIG I got, rosin core or whatever, I don't think it gets hot enough to burn through anything. Guess it helps if you're grounded, eh? Yeah, it's too bad what happened to Canada. It's just too bad. Just trying to shorten it up, not burn the freaking hand off. Okay. You ready for this? Almost. I am getting eaten alive, man, by mosquitoes. Holy smokes. Okay, let's do it. So now we got pressure going through it. I'm not sure if it's quite enough, but we're about to find out. Okay, let's grab some air. I had air here. Oh, yeah. Gotta wear a reel here. On the ground. That's sacrilegious. My tools don't go on the ground. What the? Must have been having a Jones moment. Oh, here it is. Alright, I'll just turn the petcock on. Ooh, feel that carbon coming out of there? Maybe I had it on. Just to double check, because there's a lot of work taking these little shove tanks off and stuff. Where'd my cap go? Get it better pressurized. Yeah, these are aftermarket chin-chin gas tanks with the screw-on caps. Alright. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's buzzing through there still. Just blowing through there still. And that's one of the problems with using these crap MIGs. Plus, I'm not real savvy at welding to begin with. I'm just going to grind this down and see where I can get her in better, and maybe I'll just turn up the heat a bit, see if I can penetrate better. So, anyways, you notice I didn't blow up. All right. So forget my welding techniques. That's all I had accessible. The TIG's in the shop, but that's too much bother to pull out. So I'm gonna grind that down, and then I'm going to do it again. But like I say, leave your truck running in the cap. I had the petcock off, and I had the just your two feed lines, your crossover lines open. I didn't stall the truck out, and I left it. I was fooling around doing this, doing that, so I left it for about a good 15-20 minutes to make sure that my gas fumes were dead. And that's it. And yes, I will succeed.